all, it's time for math. Let's make sure, if you got your yellow notebook open, that you've written your title, which is Number Talk. And the date today, this Thursday, is March 1920. And today's question is going to be about fractions. We're going to be comparing, and you can write that down, fractions. And the fractions we're going to compare today are 4/6 and 7/8. And what kind of symbols do we use for comparison? We've got the greater than, less than, and equal to symbols. So I want you to try and compare these on your own. I'd like you to pause the video and come back when you're ready to see the answer. So I'm hoping that students have finished with the pausing and they're ready to move on to my example. So I'm going to just slide this down a little. And the first thing I like to do when I am setting up an example is I like to draw a fraction bar. And so over here, I'm going to draw a nice big Hershey bar. And we're going to be comparing that very first fraction, so that's 4/6. And I want you to ask yourself, imagining this is your Hershey's bar, how many pieces are in this bar? So we're looking at that denominator, and there's a crazy alarm going on. And it's paused. And we're going to look at that denominator, and it shows us how many pieces are on the bar, and that is 6. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I really try to make my pieces equal. And I know that 3 times 2 is 6, so I'm going to start off with 3. Breaking this into 1, 2, 3 equal pieces. And then to get to the 6, I'm just going to divide it down the middle. And just because we're good students, we're also going to write in the unit fraction. So that's 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, and 1/6. And we look at that numerator 4, so we shade in 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. So to make a fraction bar that is equal to this, we've got to be really careful with our drawings. Really setting it up so that this fraction bar is exactly the same size as the one above. And let's write 7/8 next to it. To divide it up evenly, I start with dividing it into 2 pieces. 1, 2, because I know that 2 is a multiple of 8. Then I'm going to divide it further into now 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really want to make sure that they're even. And I'm going to divide it even further. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. And I'm going to draw in, or write in my unit fractions, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, and 1/8. And I need to shade in 7. So that's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. So this is where I really can just see my answer. Which is the greater fraction? Which is the bigger fraction? Well, I can see here that 7/8 is bigger, más grande, muy grande, excuse me for my terrible Spanish, than this one. And so up in here, I'm going to use the symbol that shows that this one is bigger.